All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob again, back at Smirking Gun Reviews, and we're here at the season 1 finale of Deadly Class, my favorite show of the year so far, and nobody's talking about it, but we'll see when this really catches on. This better catch on. But anyway, it's the season 1 finale. It's episode 10. It's called Sync with California. So full spoilers if you've not seen this episode. Pretty great action-packed episode. There's not much to talk about because there's just so much action. They really brought it and had a compelling story along the way mixed in. And damn, when it ended, I was like, wait, that's it? But not in a bad way. Like, it just was like, whoa. Like, it just ends on a moment and gives you no chance to think. There is, like, no real setup for, like, next season except the immediacy of the now. Like, it's just crazy. So let's talk about it. First, again, as always, the music is insanely good. There's like Morrissey in here and Black Sabbath or Ozzy or whatever. I don't follow Ozzy, so I don't know which one is Black Sabbath song or which one's just an Ozzy Osbourne song. But that's in here. And there's two major stories here, and it's Lynn on the run from Chico's dad's people. They want him to suffer. That he managed to get his daughter out after his wife sacrificed herself, and now he's trying to get to like a safe house. Along the way, you know, people are just fucking all over him. And then there's like this huge fight in an alley where I think just about every cook in Chinatown gets murdered. Because, I mean, first they're fighting each other in the streets, and then one of Chico's dad's guys just comes and blows everybody away. But eventually, you know, there's like a really great kind of closed, both stories involve like kind of closed in spaces where Lynn's in a house, you know, like in apartments and stuff, like trying to sneak from building to building away from Chico's dad's people. So there's just this dark, quiet, abandoned, you know, home kind of feel to the whole episode. And Lynn's is just as great, and how he has to fight his way through. And I mean, just the action is so good here. Eventually, you know, him getting her all the way back home after fighting and doing just, you know, all sorts of shit. Gets back to his house, but, you know, it's, you know, he comes full circle. And because Saya wasn't there, this all, like, started. And so that's going to be an interesting wrinkle for her character because of what, you know, happens here. We'll get to that in a little bit. But his sister, again, I didn't really care for this storyline. This whole part, none of this is in the book as far as I've read in the first two trades. And so it's just her storyline, her character just kind of doesn't need to be there. This whole storyline doesn't need to be there. They're trying to build, you know, give you more of a plot than just the kids, but I don't know. I don't know if it really needs it. But it's not bad. It's just, it is such a whole new part of it. But here's the thing, and the reason I'm not going to complain really about those things is that, like, a lot of this stuff is done by the guy who created the book. So if he didn't want it in there, I consider it like him just adding to his own story. So that's how I'm choosing to look at it. So his sister ends up taking her away, just like she was taken away, and he can't really do anything about it because of what's going on. Chico's dad's not going to stop. And so that's where Lynn's at now for the end of this season, going into next. Going to be trying to get his daughter back. The rest of the gang, though, and Willie, I kept thinking Willie, okay, let's just cover this right now. Willie doesn't show up in the entire episode. He's gone, man. He did not come back. Well, the night is not over by the end of this episode, so maybe there's a chance that he'll pop back up right away in this, you know, premiere. Yeah, no Willie at all in this. That was kind of nuts. But the whole plan plays out pretty much like in the book, and it's great. I love the atmosphere. I love the setup where it's like they're having narration through kind of the setup of the whole thing. But I mean, right from the word go, this does not feel like right, because they can't, Saya didn't see anybody. She's, and Maria hasn't, finds all these traps, but nobody there. I mean, it's clearly a setup. It's clearly a trap. Yet they're going in anyway. And that's crazy. That's crazy town. I know they're trying to help Maria, man, but it's like, ooh, boy. Yeah, like, they all had a point. Billy, Lex, and, God, come on. Petra. They all have a point, like, well, we're going in here. We could really die. This isn't like just some training exercise. These people are fucking crazy, so they do have a point. And even Marcus, notices it. But they're all there to do it, and they all go in there, and again, like, the place looks abandoned. It's, clearly, something's going to happen. I love the close quarters. I love the darkness in it. I love that, kind of Resident Evil with a bunch of hillbillies hiding in the walls for, Resident Evil 7. But then, once the attack happens, it's pretty great. Maria almost letting Saya die, in that upside down shot of her, telling him, "You fucked him, didn't you?" And so, I mean, they take out a lot of hillbillies. It's very violent. It is insane. And then we get the chainsaw moment. We get the Scarface chainsaw moment. It is crazy town. The show has no, like, sci-fi has been let loose with shows like Happy and The Expanse, and now this. They just let them do whatever they want. I love it. This is great. Sci-Fi is a great channel for at least a few of my favorite shows now, and that chainsaw moment proved what they could get away with, which is everything. So, I mean, because one hillbilly comes out with a chainsaw, accidentally starts chainsawing one of his friends, and that goes on for a while everyone screams. The guy getting chainsawed, the guy chainsawing him, Lex is screaming, Marcus is screaming, everyone's screaming. And then he slips on the blood and pulls the chainsaw back as he chainsaws his own fucking face off, like, straight down the middle, while everybody screams. Nobody's fighting right now because what's going on is absolutely horrifying in the best possible way. Even right before that, when they trapped Lex in the, like, leg thing and they pull him away, and there's like 3 hillbillies standing over him, and they're like, "This one's good for killing." I really thought that was it for Lex. I was like, he just, nope. And nothing looked good for any of them. I mean, they were getting some good shots in, but I mean, when the girl was on PCP, which is straight out of the fucking comic, PCP, PCP, slamming her against the wall. Eventually, Maria does help. And then Saya finishes the job with, like, a fucking little thing right to the throat. And this is where then Saya and Maria have it out. And again, another incredible fight from 2 great actresses, young actresses that are, man, they're just giving it their all. And I know that some of this stuff has got to be stunt work, like stunt doubles and stuff, but they're really doing a good job. And Lana Condor, gosh darn it, man. I know that this don't look, she's just a good looking girl. Okay? I'm just saying that. Man, Lana Condor, true. And Maria. Both of those actresses are, like, firing on all cylinders. Sorry. It's like, well, when you get to see the comic book character come to life, it's just like, oh my goodness. Well, I am making a fool of myself. But anyway, they have this great fight, and then they have to fight more hillbillies. You get the grandma comes in and fucking impales Maria a little bit on the shoulder with a pitchfork, and then Saya's got to fight the giant hillbilly guy that's like Hills Have Eyes, dude, straight out of Deliverance. But Saya turns Maria at first turns the tables and frickin' returns that pitchfork right back to the granny's head. And then eventually, the big guy, man, he just won't go down. Like, it's great. They're trying everything, poison darts. Eventually, Petra takes him out with, like, what looked like acid or something. But it was just incredible. And then we forget. I had forgotten where I was, like, kept going, where'd Marcus go? And that's where we get he trying to find where Chester is. We find the room full of dogs that he, as Brian Posehn says, he fucks the dogs. They really like him. or hate him. I can't remember which one he said. Either one is bad. Either one is bad. Either one is just as horrifying as the next. Um, but he ends up getting knocked out and taped up in front of Chester's makeshift talk show where Brian Posehn, man, oh my goodness, he fits this show so well. I'll just say that. So they're on the fake talk show to get Marcus to confess that he didn't, actually kill any of those people, and then it comes to where, Chester has some interesting things to say. He's not completely wrong about how he feels like about certain things, like about monsters and saints, how we immortalize monsters and we ignore saints. Like it's very true. I mean, we always remember the bad things. They're etched in our minds because that's what bad things do, helps us learn from our mistakes. The good things, they are kind of hard to hold on to. And if you don't pay attention, you will lose them. And he does have a point with the saints and sinners kind of thing. I thought that was cool. I mean, he's batshit fucking crazy, but it's like Thanos. You can kind of see where he's coming from, but no, he still wants to wipe out half the universe because he thinks that's his duty. But I like what we got here. Marcus trying to turn it around on Chester by opening up like, hey man, I understand, this was your home and I was your friend and I blew it all up because it's my fault and all that, and trying to say like, come to the school, we'll work it all out and everything. And honestly, I would have liked to have seen that more than what happens. What happens is, like in so many things, it's just to put on, to get them to let their guard down and all that. And you could see that getting telegraphed a mile away. But if they hadn't, it really would have been interesting, even if it was just like he gets him to go back to the school and they immediately just kill him. They just kill Chester because they're like, you brought him here? Why would you bring him here? That would have been a cool way to like let Chester go out, like let him think that he's gotten everything, that he's walking in for the first day of school, and they just take one look at him and shoot him in the head or something. And then you could say that was anticlimactic, but I think that would just be really, really funny. I think it would be hilarious. I mean, it's fitting that he gets a Hannibal Lecter ending here, where, after he takes the brick to the face, and he's got Marcus, probably dead to rights. And then when Marcus lets the dog out and the dog eats his fucking, face off, which, made me think of the pig scene in Hannibal a little bit. But yeah, and he finally gets Chester taken out. And that's pretty, it wraps up kind of clean. I don't know how much ramifications we're going to get later on from it as far as like impact to the characters and things. But it's pretty insane. Brian Posehn is there filming the whole thing. I guess you would want to have that if the torture the guy wanted. You wanted to be able to see that guy get his face ripped off by animals. There we go. So that's the end of Chester. And so now they find the head. He has Chico's head. And we get Marcus trying to explain, to Maria everything. Except there's nothing really, everything Marcus is saying is making it worse. As soon as he calls her an obligation, boom, that's it. And as they leave, they're having an argument, they're leaving. That's when Chico's dad shows up. Marcus has Chico's head in his arms. And Maria's standing there and they're both covered in blood. And, I was, he was asking where, I found, you said I was going to come and ask you if you found Chico's body, and well, here we are. And immediately, and I want to preface this because I was kind of start to figure out what I'm going to say or do in a review while I'm watching it. And I was making a joke to myself that, or one of the things I was going to say was, as Lex would say, this whole fight just went tits up. And I decided not to use it, but, I was like sitting there going, oh, that would be a cool thing to say. And then I'm watching it, and right at the very last line, Lex comes flying up and says, we got to get out of here before this all goes tits up, and then gets shot by Chico's dad. I was just like, holy fuck, he actually said the thing that I was imagining he might say in a situation like this. And he literally says what I said. That was just really cool. And I was so taken aback by that when the episode just ended, like right there, I was like, wait, what happened? Is there more? Is there more? But nope, there is no more, and that's the end, and there is no trailer for anything, and I don't even know if we know if the show's coming back. But anyway, that was the season finale of Deadly Class. It's amazing. It's so great, and I can't believe Lex might be dead. I can't believe he said what I thought he was going to say. So anyway, I want to just thank everybody for choosing to watch these. If you have, I like to thank everybody that's been commenting here and supporting this channel by watching and subscribing. I really, really appreciate it. And since this is the finale, and to show how much I appreciate people that have watched these, I'm doing a contest for the end of this season. And in this contest, I am giving away one of the trade paperbacks of Deadly Class. The first volume. I will be doing a contest here. So what you have to do to win this is, or any of the trades, like if you already have this one, but you don't have one of the others, you can always say which one you want. There's 7 trades. But if you don't specify, you'll be getting the first one. And all you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment about what your favorite moment of season 1 was. And then in a week, I will pick that person out of a hat who did that, and the winner will be getting sent one of these through Amazon. All you'd have to do is, I'll talk about that when we do the contest, but just to let everybody know, this is the contest right now. So, when the winner is picked, you just have to send me your information via email, and then we'll work it out. So you guys got a week to subscribe if you're watching this brand new. Subscribe to the channel, and then leave the comment about what your favorite moment of Deadly Class was, and then in a week I will pick the winner, and that winner then will have a week to respond to the winning. So, and yeah, I highly recommend these if you haven't picked them up. Even if you don't win the contest, I highly recommend reading the books. It's one thing to watch it like this, and it was kind of cool for a while to watch it like this, but I had to start reading this, and I'm so glad I did, because it's one of the best books I've been reading in a long time. So anyway, again, that's the contest. So good luck, everyone. Again, I just want to say thanks so much for everybody tuning in to watch this. I love this show. I love doing this show. That's why there's a contest. It seems fitting. And that's it. So anyway, if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Otherwise, this is Rob saying thanks again. Season 1 is over. I can't wait for season 2. Better be a season 2. This is Rob at Smirking Gun Review saying have a nice night, and we'll see you next time.